also.
So tell me just where we are and why we are here. What do you do here? You paint.
So hard question. We're in Spazio Xenia, which is our independent project space, and here we share this common space, and every one of the artists that use the space have a different type of research, artistic research, creative research.
Yeah. So what's yours? You mainly paint or not?
For the for the most part of the last years I painted almost every day, but I do all kind of stuff from music production to tattoos to video production, photography, animation. I try to do a little bit of everything. Of course, I don't have the time to make dedicate all my time in one thing. But I try to put as much time I can on painting right now. But I also try not to, not consider the other aspects.
Also not to feel stuck, I think. Otherwise, if you go for one medium, then you feel stuck in...
I'm a bit of a ADHD person, so I need to have constant different stimulation or I get bored really easily. But painting, for the most part, is being a really, meditative practice also for me, and trying to resist and enjoy the time while doing it. Even it's very stressful practice for me.
And when did you start tattoo?
Tattoo I started last year. It's not been a whole lot, even though, like as everyone, I I grew up, loving tattoos and not being able to have them because I was too little. And the first tattoo I did it myself when I was like 16 on my hand.
It's super nice.
It's hand poke, and still exists.
Really like it.
It's still going strong. Still going strong. And when I was little, so maybe 13, 14, it was still like 7, 8, 9 years ago. It was still not as common as now. Even if it sounds crazy, it was not as common as now. Now, like, everybody has tattoos. But when I grew up in a house where, tattoos, nobody had them, so it was kind of still a little bit taboo in my house. But I always loved the aesthetic of it, and I always also liked the meaning, but I was more actually into the aesthetics. Which is something that really gets criticized in now in these years. A lot of older people say like, you should if you get a tattoo, you should have a meaning on it, and because you're gonna take it with you your whole life. If it's not, if you're not really thinking about it, you're gonna regret it. Which is like the most. Like my father probably thinks something like that, if I and I was a bit in the beginning I was more of that idea, but as I grew up I just got the artworks I liked on my body from artists I liked, and it become more my gallery. It's my gallery. I like, maybe I can get if I like maybe an artist's work which is maybe is not in Italy, or is he doesn't do tattoos, maybe I get his work and I print it on my body because I like it so much. Or maybe I simply like a tattooer and what they do, or maybe an artist that also tattoo, which is for me is the best thing you can ask for, and I get it tattooed me. So yeah, they have a meaning, but also some of them are just, because I love them and I want them, for me it's a sign of love. To put something on your body is a sign of love.
I mean, for my perspective, which I think is also a bit yours, because we are all part of this huge community of artists and people, and we've been traveling now in Paris and Zurich and speaking with people one thing that came was that also the people invited in the art space or the studio to tattoo are always like friends of friends, and you put your friends on your skin, and then another friend of another friend put himself on another one, and then you go to your friends and you're like, oh look, we have the same friend like on the skin. It's more like it feels like a community. In the little world I perceived is like, we are sisters or brothers or whatever the fuck, because
such a joy to find maybe you are tattooed by a niche, you know, tattoo artist, and you find someone else with a piece of them, you're like instant friends.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if you like the
link.
same song, or maybe you go to a concert and you know you like the same music. Maybe it's not even a big concert. Maybe you're like just 20 people, but if you go there and you feel like
they're your friends.
You joke about it, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I also love it because now on my body, for example, some people are going on other people, and I feel like a wall a little bit, you know, with the graffiti on top. And some people I ask, and I like, you wanna go on the top of him or her, and they start the dissing a little bit on my body. It feels super nice. Now, what do you do? Like, you go on a body, and what do you tattoo? Like, how do you?
For me personally, it's different while I'm doing it, but I think subconsciously I'm doing a lot of things in common that I have in painting. I guess with tattoos I try to be a little bit more, you know, some people, I think it's kind of counterintuitive, because a lot of people will think that because you're tattooing someone, you should feel more pressure, because you cannot erase, you don't have an eraser, of course, and you putting something forever on someone. But for me, it's the opposite. Like, I feel more freedom in painting someone than painting something. Once a person trusts me, I feel totally, you know, open to do whatever I want to them.
And you have some like shapes, like as from what I saw in the pictures, and then maybe later you me. But for example, this is my policy. Like, I choose the artist, and I never choose the tattoo. Maybe sometimes I choose the place when I'm asked to. Some other people, they're like, I want to do this thing and I want to do it there. Are you free over there? And I'm like, yes. And the exchange is always like for free almost, because I never had enough money to get tattoos. Like, this was the thing. I wanted tattoos, but I didn't have money, so I couldn't go to the studio and say, I want this tattoo, and spend 300 euro on a tattoo, like, never. So I was always like searching for friends who were about to start tattoo, and I was like, try it on me, try it on me, and at the end it became my collection. And the more strong they became, the more I was like, I want to have this friend of mine, because she's doing something I never saw before. As Katya did on my back, like what she did on my back, I never saw before. It's like it's an aesthetic that I didn't see, and it's not something you always find, I think. Now you have a lot of trends also in the tattoo scene. Like, you have this tribal techno, whatever shapes of. So you have trends. But in yours, I think it's a more like, I don't know, how do you define what do you tattoo? It's like, I see some shapes, I see some shapes more than everything else. But if you ever like question yourself about what you're tattooing when you tattoo.
For me, allora, for me is the patterns that you see in my tattoo were the culmination of like almost a year of drawing non-stop. And I always drew these lines, and they just came like, as drawing every day, it just kind of evolved by itself. But for me, I always, when I'm tattooing, in the middle genre of the tattoo, I give it connotation, you know. And tattoo is like these primitive, like figures, and I take it as a more, you know, I try to express a more primal, like part of my research, which trying to put myself in the clothes of the first people that tried to talk about something only knowing the line, you know, the lines, like in the caves, with painting their hands, you know. For me, my tattoos are kind of like that, returning to a more primal state, you know. It's the opposite of this, and this is why I'm more actually, you know, I feel freedom when I'm tattooing. And then we go like.
Levels of pain? Under control?
110?
Yeah?
A lot.
Nah, come on.
Oh, it's okay.
Tell me the truth.
It's not a
9.
part. Not like 7 maybe?